Aphids, the architects of tiny empires. Tiny, delicate, and seemingly unremarkable, aphids often go unnoticed unless they're wreaking havoc on a plant in your garden. But behind their unassuming exterior lies a world of extraordinary biology, evolutionary brilliance, and ecological importance. These tiny sap-suckers are not just pests, they are genetic engineers, ecological influencers, and survivors capable of incredible feats. From their ability to clone themselves in massive numbers to their symbiotic relationships with ants, aphids reveal a sophisticated mastery of the natural world that belies their small size. Aphids have been around for over 280 million years, evolving alongside flowering plants. Despite being a primary food source for countless predators, aphids have thrived by developing highly specialized reproductive strategies, chemical warfare capabilities, and intricate relationships with other species, from ants to bacteria. Their ability to rapidly colonize plants and propagate vast populations in a short period makes them one of the most prolific and resilient groups of insects in nature. This essay dives deep into the world of aphids, exploring their fascinating biology, their role as ecosystem engineers, and the various ways they have shaped plant evolution, agriculture, and even scientific research. We will uncover the secrets behind their rapid reproduction, their relationships with other species, and the way they have adapted to survive in a constantly changing world. Captivating features of aphids, a glimpse into the unseen world. Aphids as masters of reproduction. Aphids employ a form of reproduction that could be the envy of the insect world. They are one of the few creatures capable of parthenogenesis, the process by which females can reproduce without mating. During the growing season, female aphids give birth to live young that are essentially clones of themselves, bypassing the need for males altogether. This allows them to build up colossal populations in a very short amount of time. A single aphid can produce dozens of offspring in a matter of days, and those offspring, in turn, can start reproducing within a week. To make things even more fascinating, aphids switch to sexual reproduction at certain times of the year. As the days grow shorter and temperatures cool, they begin producing males and females, allowing genetic mixing that increases the overall diversity of the population. This adaptability ensures aphids can rapidly adjust to environmental changes and maintain robust populations year after year. Aphids and plant manipulation, silent saboteurs. Aphids have a unique way of feeding. They use specialized mouthparts called stylets to pierce plant tissues and tap directly into the phloem, the plant's nutrient transport system. By doing this, they siphon off sugars and other nutrients that plants have carefully stored for their own growth. But aphids are not mere passive feeders. They actively manipulate the plants they infest. When aphids feed, they inject saliva into the plant, which alters the plant's physiology and immune responses. Some species of aphids can even control the flow of sap to optimize their feeding conditions. In some cases, the plant's defenses are suppressed, making it easier for aphids to colonize without facing resistance. Aphids can also act as vectors for plant viruses, transmitting diseases that further weaken their hosts. This dual role as both herbivore and disease vector makes aphids a formidable challenge for plants and an influential player in the agricultural ecosystem. The aphid-ant alliance, nature's perfect symbiosis. Aphids and ants have one of the most well-known symbiotic relationships in the insect world. Aphids produce a sugary waste product called honeydew as a byproduct of their sap consumption, and ants have evolved to harvest this resource. In return for a steady supply of honeydew, ants offer aphids protection from predators and parasitoids, often moving them to safer locations or defending them from harm. The relationship between ants and aphids has been likened to a form of farming, where ants act as shepherds, carefully tending to their aphid flocks. Some ants have even been observed moving aphids from plant to plant, ensuring their food source remains abundant and uncontested. This symbiosis demonstrates the complex interdependencies in ecosystems, with the tiny aphid at the center of an intricate web of interactions. Endosymbiosis, the tiny bacterial partners inside aphids. One of the most remarkable aspects of aphid biology is their dependence on bacterial symbionts. Inside specialized cells called bacteriocytes, aphids house bacteria, primarily Buchnera aphidicola, which have co-evolved with them for millions of years. These bacteria provide essential amino acids that aphids cannot obtain from their plant-based diet, making them indispensable to the aphid survival. This mutualistic relationship between aphids and Buchnera is a textbook example of endosymbiosis, where both organisms benefit from their close association. Without Buchnera, aphids would be unable to thrive on their nutrient-poor diet of plant sap. The genetic relationship between aphids and their symbionts has become so intertwined that neither can survive without the other. This fascinating example of coevolution underscores the intricate balance of dependencies in nature, where even the smallest creatures rely on unseen partners to survive. Aphids in agriculture, a double-edged sword. Aphids' voracious appetite for plant sap and their ability to spread plant viruses make them one of the most significant agricultural pests worldwide. Aphid infestations can decimate crops, reduce yields, and spread diseases like barley yellow dwarf virus, causing billions of dollars in damage every year. The sheer numbers of aphids in an infestation, combined with their rapid reproduction, make them difficult to control using conventional means. However, aphids are also a focal point in integrated pest management (IPM), where biological control methods, such as introducing natural predators like ladybugs and lacewings, are used to keep aphid populations in check. By studying aphid behavior, scientists have developed more sustainable agricultural practices that reduce the need for chemical pesticides, promoting a healthier environment and more resilient crops. Climate change and aphid adaptation, surviving a changing world. As global temperatures rise and climates shift, aphids are among the first insects to respond to these changes. Warmer temperatures can extend aphid breeding seasons, allowing them to produce more generations in a year. Additionally, aphids are highly adaptable, with populations evolving rapidly to exploit new environments and overcome challenges such as pesticide resistance. In the face of climate change, aphid populations are likely to increase in many parts of the world, exacerbating the challenges they pose to agriculture. However, their adaptability also makes them an ideal model organism for studying how insects might respond to global environmental shifts. As such, aphids are increasingly being used in research to understand the broader implications of climate change on biodiversity and ecosystems. Aphids as model organisms, unlocking genetic secrets. Aphids have become important model organisms in scientific research, particularly in the fields of genetics, evolution, and ecology. Their ability to reproduce both sexually and asexually makes them ideal subjects for studying reproductive strategies and evolutionary dynamics. Additionally, their symbiotic relationship with Buchnera offers insights into coevolution and the genetic mechanisms that underlie mutualistic interactions. Researchers are also studying aphid genomes to better understand how these insects have adapted to their plant-based diet and evolved resistance to environmental stressors. The knowledge gained from these studies is not only advancing our understanding of aphid biology, but also providing new tools for developing more sustainable agricultural practices. Conclusion: aphids, despite their small size and often negative reputation, are extraordinary insects with a profound influence on the natural world. From their rapid reproductive strategies to their complex symbiotic relationships, aphids exemplify the intricate connections that define ecosystems. Their role in agriculture, both as pests and as model organisms for scientific research, highlights their significance in our lives, even when we may not notice them. Through their ability to shape plant physiology, form alliances with other species, and survive in the face of adversity, aphids offer a window into the adaptability and resilience of life on Earth. These tiny insects serve as a reminder that even the smallest organisms can have an outsized impact on the world around them. This introduction, along with the captivating features, provides a solid foundation for an extended essay. If you'd like, I can continue to expand each section in more detail to reach the desired length. Let me know how you'd like to proceed.